Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Wednesday live stream. And yes, we've got plenty to talk about today. So as you can see, I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a great mood today. But more of that later on. Something big happening in the game, and I cannot wait. It's gonna be quite a bit of an exclusive, really, that we're going to be talking about in the stream later on. But yes, we're also going to be talking about everything Beast Wars today, with the release tomorrow of the Kingdom series, the third installation in the War for Cybertron trilogy. Can't wait for that. So we'll be doing a review of that weekend, I think. And yeah, super pumped for this week. Super pumped for the event. And yeah, it's a good week. It's a good week. So. We'll look at the new combats today. We're going to be looking at those. The new Beast Wars cores, the Transmetal cores that have just come out this week. Will be, I think, Thursday or Friday in the game, I think. They're coming out as well. And then, yeah, we'll be talking a bit about wars and the new things that are coming in. I'm super pumped about that. I'm sure that not everyone will enjoy it. I'm sure that some people will be like, "Ugh, I'm not too keen on that." But I'll explain the reasons for it and we'll go from there. And yeah, I'm hoping you guys will like the changes that we've made in playtest. Cool. So I want to do a little announcement as well. What we're going to do from here on. I've made a bit of a change to how we're going to do the streams. So what we're going to do in future. A lot of people don't watch the streams. I've had some complaints saying that they haven't got time to tune in for an hour. So what we're going to do from now on. We're going to start the stream off, especially with like new big features like this. We're going to start a stream off like a video. So we're just going to start with me reviewing the new items very quickly, going through them for literally like 5 to 8 minutes. Then we're going to stop there, but carry on with the stream. But we're going to look at other things, and we'll talk about other features, talk to you guys, and go a bit more in depth as part of the stream. And the idea behind that is a bit like what Engineer Hoist used to do. We can start the stream off as like a video. I can crop it. I can make a video out of that. And then after that, we can carry on with the stream. And then I've got a video to go rather than having to edit things out and pick and change. And it's just a lot faster process for me. So that is the plan. Okay, but before we get into anything else, we've got to say some hellos and see what we've got in the chat. And dead quick as well. Don't forget, guys, if you're not a member, you've got till Sunday now, which is the 1st of August, when I'm going to do my first giveaway. We're going to be giving away a $30 or thereabouts, depending on where you're from. Obviously, £30 or $30 gift card, iTunes or Google Play, but only to the Platinum members. So if you're a Platinum member, we're going to draw it live on Sunday. We're going to do a live draw on who will win the gift card. And then every month or two, we're going to do similar giveaways. It might be a toy, it might be something else. I'm going to have to think about it. I've not thought about it too much, but definitely a gift card. That's easy to do. That can be sort of just done through email. So yeah, tune in for Sunday for that. And don't forget, you can only be entered if you're a Platinum member. I mean, just that again, only Platinum members are in for these draws, guys. As a thank you to those guys that have, really put the effort and the money into really following me. So, without further ado, Jason Rowlett was first in the chat. And I can see straight away that your brother Matt Pole is here. The Poley, Roly Poly brothers. We've got Chris Lewis, one of our Platinum members. Hey, we've got the Crush 11, one of our mods. Welcome. We've got Bruticus. We've got Grind Time. We've got SG Soundwave. We've got Hammer Tail. We've got Rescue. And while we're on the subject of Grind Time, don't forget Grind Time's first ever live stream is this Sunday. Make sure you check it out. I'm actually going to stay up late just to tune in for that. I'm not going to have much sleep. So, yeah. Make sure we're tuned in for that, guys. So, yes, Grind Time's first live stream. And don't forget, it's going to be a video out this week as well, I think he mentioned. So, look out for that as well. And obviously, don't forget to subscribe. We've got RGS as well. Azriel, Fitz19, Blurmus Prime, Elite 1. Who else have we got? Stay Puff, how's it going, bud? Who else? Jamie Yajada as well. And I think that's everyone. I think we caught everyone. Cool. All right, let's check out the newsletter, then we'll get into the new features. So, this weekend's event is Parallel Universes. A really good event, actually. There may be some little changes to it that we're suggesting, which I can talk about again, but we'll go through the newsletter and we'll talk about that. So this week is week 3 of the Starga. the saga. And yes, this weekend's all about Airazor and Tonbot. Um, so in terms of the event, it says guaranteed 4-star, 5% chance. I think that basically it's 5% chance, but I think if you're getting 100 50 prestiges, then you're pretty much guaranteed to get it. But yeah, it's a really good event for shards and for bots to celebrate the release of the third part of the trilogy. It is only triple XP though. It is only a 10-point event, so I wouldn't spend too much. Listen, have a bit of fun, take your bots into lower levels, maybe level some lower level bots that you not normally use, try them out, have a bit of fun with the event. It's a pretty chilled out event, guys. Get those battles in, make sure you get the battles in, but listen, if you want to have an easy weekend, you can take your bots into zone 1, drop, fast forward, and within 2 seconds the base is done, and skip through 10 battles, done, and then go and chill out for a few hours. Don't be too caught up, basically. But if you do want, so that XP, you can hit some higher zone stuff for the XP. But it is only triple XP. Don't forget. So it is a individual event, individual totalizer. So don't forget, totalizers have, well, prestige. Sorry. So prestige is, it's not just a simple, quick event. There are it's 30 points per prestige, and you get an event crystal, a Beast Wars classic crystal, and you get some prime shards as well. So good for getting some G metal cores as well. Don't forget. Each Beast Wars classic crystal contains a chance to drop a random 4-star, which is a 5% drop rate, or a 3-star, which is a 95% drop rate. Out of CHEETOR and Arachnia, Dinobot and Dinobot 2, Optimus Primal and Beast Wars Megatron, RHINOX and Tarantulas, or Tigerhawk and Waspinator. Basically all the Beast Wars characters in the game. And then the event crystals contain either premium shards, 3-star shards, and 4-star shards. So at 50 prestiges, 5,000 divided by 3, you're talking about 1,500 4-star shards or thereabouts. So yeah, a pretty decent event. And then on to the new combat, which is Airazor and Tonbot. So these are very different because they're airborne. So it's a bit of a strange one, but again, we'll put them through testing. We'll explain the reasons for them, and yeah, it's pretty good. So both Airazor and Tonbot are airborne and smite foes every 15 seconds, causing a 50% speed reduction for 3, 6, 9, or 12 seconds, depending on the star value. This is a short little sort of gif of Airazor and what it looks like in battle. Props to Dale for doing this. Added these for the first time to the newsletter, and I think it's really cool. Same for Tonbot. Here we are. Again, looking pretty cool. Pretty cool in battle as well. Then we have these in playtest. I've had these quite a while, but it's good for you guys to sort of look at these. We get given these in playtest and we get it shared about, but it's good to sort of put this in the newsletter as well. There's all statistics for all the combats, and you can see how they scale. I think it's really important that they all scale well. But, 2 and a 5-star, we talked about Rat Trap not scaling well, so I think it's really important that they scale. So yeah, there's a few thoughts there. I won't go through them, but a few of the the usual suspects in terms of playtesters, they've sent their thoughts in on what they think of the combats, and I just said, listen, I'll do mine on my stream. I'm fine with doing that. I do that every week anyway. Let some of the guys have a bit of limelight and give their opinion, and I'll give mine during the stream. And then we've got the Transmetal Power Cores. It's a long newsletter this week, guys. So we've got the Transmetal, CHEETOR, and Black Arachnia core. So the CHEETOR Black Arachnia core is, while in alt mode, it increases damage to walls by a percentage. Obviously depends on which level of core you get, and obviously what level it is. When your health drops below 30%, you become invulnerable to damage and stun effects for several seconds. Transmetal, RHINOX, and Tarantulas restores a percentage of your health every 5 seconds, When your health drops below 40%, you imprison nearby foes in your life-stealing vines for several seconds. And there we have CHEETOR. And as a GIF, looking pretty cool and pretty slick. And there we go. That's the core. And Black Arachnia. Looking pretty cool. Then RHINOX. So which do you guys prefer? Do you prefer this one? Do you prefer the sort of like, I don't even know what to call it, the sort of shiny effect? Or the, you know, this effect? Which one, left or right? Which one do you prefer, guys? I'll let you know what I prefer when I've heard your opinions. Left or right? Which one do you prefer, left or right? Then we've got Transmetal tarantulas as well. There we go. What they look like. We had a big debate in playtest over which one was better. It was pretty divided, really. Some preferred the right one, some preferred the left one. The coloured one. They're both coloured. See, yeah, some are saying left, some are saying right. See, yeah, look, see? Everyone's a bit undecided. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I like the fact that, you know, it's a bit undecided and, you know, some people say left, some people say right. I like it. I like it. And then, yes, they've announced the first 5 bots that are coming with ability 11. So obviously we've got CHEETOR, Black Arachnia, RHINOX, and Tarantulas. They're going to put some, you know, Beast Wars characters in there. They always were. They were always going to do that. So yeah, CHEETOR, Black Arachnia, Jetfire, and Starscream. Optimus Primal and Beast Wars Megatron. RHINOX and Tarantulas, and Skydive and Skywarp. So we've started testing these bots. Most of them, I think, are about done. There's a couple of changes I think we need to do to these 5. We should get the next 5 next week. So maybe next week's newsletter they might announce the next 5. And then we're hoping in a week or 2 the whole batch will be done. We don't get 10 at once because it got a bit crazy. We used to do that. And things got lost and bots got missed really and left. So we do 5 at a time now. And yeah. So we've definitely got the first 5 pretty much boxed off. And the next 5 will come probably next week or the week after. We'll probably be getting them this weekend ready, and then yeah, in a week or 2 you guys should be seeing a bit more information about them. But I'd say maybe next week you might hear which 5 bots it's gonna be. Even we don't know yet which next 5 is gonna be, as well as these 5. And I think the week after it may get released, another 2 weeks, whichever they get 2 weeks to test things. So 2 weeks for the first 5, 2 weeks for the next 5. Then we've got the community corner, so props to Proud Warrior, Super VH, and Dan One-Ins, is that right? Just showing their collection off and some toys and some pictures. And then we've got my buddy Grind Time in the newsletter showing off his latest thumbnail. I actually messaged him and said, listen, that's pretty cool. I love the effort he's put into that thumbnail. It looks really, really good. And a bit jealous, if I'm honest with you, at the quality of that thumbnail and, you know, how he's put his picture in. And I think we'll be doing a few of those ourselves. And make sure you go and check out his channel, guys. Make sure you go and subscribe. Really good guy. And yeah, I'm super pleased that he's now a content creator and he's in the program and going from strength to strength. Cool. So don't forget, we're still doing a Transformers War for Cybertron giveaway. We're gonna give a couple away, not a couple of toys, sorry, a couple of entries again today, and then we're gonna finish it off in Discord tomorrow, and then all the entries will be in by tomorrow afternoon, I think it is. So yeah. Don't forget to get them entries in. Don't forget though, if you have entered and you've got through and you know you've entered the competition and got into the competition through one of the other content creators, you know, channels, then you can enter with me as well. It's only 1 entry for the whole thing. But if you're not in there, if you've tried and you can't get in, this is your last chance now. All the content creators have got till tomorrow. So make sure you tune into my stream tonight. Make sure you tune into his stream. I'm not too sure if Grind Time's doing it, not joining in. I'm not too sure if he just got in time to take part. I'm sure I put in the chat if he's taking part in it. But yeah, we've all got 25 entries each. We're all around the 20 mark, so there's still some time to get in there, guys. Make sure if you've still not won, make sure you enter on Discord. mention it on Twitter and Facebook, and get those entries in, guys, and try and get in with a shot of getting a toy. Don't forget there is 10 toys to grab, so you know there's still a good chance. And then they've announced the new schedule for the saga. So yes, the first one was Bot XP, just a simple event. Then it was 5 stars last week. Prime Core Shards and the Beast Wars event this week. A combat event next week. Bot XP, and then new bots end of the month. And they did say that they're going to try a new style of event where if you get X amount of points for the weekend, you will get the 4-star bot, which I think is a really good positive move and a really good way to start, you know, helping low players get these 4 stars. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. And then bug fixes. No fix for Bumblebee yet. I have complained to Fabian. But they've implemented some changes in order to prevent Crowbit and Fellback shock towers from remaining alive indefinitely. Yay! Finally. You know, we've all come up against this bug where we've had, you know, the shock tower just stunning and stunning and stunning. And it gets down to a slither of health and then stays alive and doesn't go away. But I'll be honest with you, most of the time I destroy it with Jetfire to avoid that completely. It does take some ability points, but yeah, it's you know, it's a way of just cutting that out. Make sure you destroy it rather than you know, trying to hack it. I think that's a problem, maybe, that you try and hack it and it stays alive. I'm not too sure, but yeah. So yeah, I'm glad that's been sorted. So we'll talk a bit about the content, the playtest process, and what we sort of done with these guys. So in terms of the cores, I think that the problem with Cheetor is that he matches too well with Amalgamous. He's too good with Amalgamous, and it's a real battle to give him a core that takes that away from him because it's that good. I think it was almost an impossible task. In terms of RHINOX, it was quite difficult because we said this, that RHINOX seems to be a bot that is not amazing at anything, but he's good at everything. He is a tank. He does do decent damage. He does slow down. He doesn't get stunned. He heals. He does a bit of everything, but he's not amazing at anything. So it was quite easy to pick things out to emphasize it. But the problem was seeing the effects and seeing how it works. It was you know, very difficult to see. So I hope you like what we've sort of done with the core and the way we've gone with it. And we'll go from there. I can see as well that Azrael has said, don't be a 2 million point event. We don't know anything yet about what the event will be and how big it'll be. But yeah, hopefully we'll learn soon. So let's go and have a look at the combats and we'll go from there. So before we get the claims of why I've got 50 million coins and why I'm at HQ 17 with HQ 4 defenses.
Test server disclaimer. This is a test server account given to me by Spaceshape to be able to exclusively show new features. This is in no way connected to Global, and all values are given to me by Spaceshape for testing purposes. To have access to a test account, you must be a playtester or content creator, and to become a playtester or content creator, you must apply when applications are being taken. No, I am not a hacker, and this is not my normal Global account. This has been your test server disclaimer.
And thank you, Grindtime, for our test server disclaimer. So yes, because what's happened is you know, I made this test server disclaimer because getting so many questions, and so I made that disclaimer. I started playing it, and I stopped getting the questions, and I thought, right, it's worked now. And I stopped playing it a couple of times, or I forgot about it. And then all of a sudden, I started getting questions again about it. So yeah, and I love the fact that Hammertail has put, that lady never gets old. That's grind time. That's grind time's voice, not a lady. Wow. Grind time is a lady. Anyway. So yeah, we're going on the con side of things for the combat. And then for the cores, we'll go on to the bot channel. We'll go from there. just switch it up a bit, try and show a bit of cons. We show a bit too much bots on the channel, so I'm going to try and switch up and show a bit of cons here and there where we can. And let's be honest with you, I could do with learning all the names, because I really do struggle with all the names. So, yeah. So Tonbot. So Tonbot, as a 5-star, has 6,048 health and can cause 244 damage per second. So health-wise, not great, not amazing. But damage-wise, 244 DPS is pretty good. You know, quite a lot of health less than like a Night Stalker, who have about 16 health when max. 16k. Don't forget this is level. We'll level this up anyway in a minute. Cause 244 damage per second. Is airborne and smites foes every 15 seconds, causing 50% speed reduction for 12 seconds. So, apologies for not leveling him up, but we'll level him up now. You can see there that his health is going up, but I think it's nowhere near Night Stalker still. When we first got him, he had very similar health and damage to Night Stalker. I think damage has stayed the same, but the health is a bit lower. And the reason for that is that there was some worries because he just fly in the air. And do you remember the bug with the minions and Soundwave? Yeah, we didn't really want that to happen. So we've made some adjustments though, and we can talk about them when we are in playtest. So you can see now we're up to 11k health at level 8, level 9, 400 DPS, level 10. So at level 10, we've got up to 12,000 health and 444 DPS. The 4-star, obviously it's going to be lower stats because it's a 4-star. Let's level up to about level 8. So it goes from there. Let's be honest, the 4-star is probably achievable by most people that are going to spend the 3-star. The 3-star is pretty much given. I think everyone will get the 3-star at some point. Okay, so yeah, level 8. It's about 8k health, 281 DPS. We'll get this up to 6. And there we go. And at 3-star, level 6, obviously it's a lower level, but it has 4,000 health, so quite a lot lower, and causes 181 damage a second. And we'll have a look at him in the showroom as well. And there we go. Pretty cool. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So, I've done it on the contest account as well, because you'll see it a bit easier on what he actually does. It gets a bit crowded on the Autobot account. So, base trial. And I thought I'd put Transmetal Megatron in, just show how big he is. I put him in, I was like, where's Snapdragon gone? He's huge. Okay, so we're gonna drop Impactor, and you'll see a little, you know, a little indication that the combat has dropped. There it is. There we are. You can see he's dropped now. Shooting from the air. He did smite then, but we'll wait for his smite to come. So you can see there the mortar isn't hitting him. So the mortar is not killing him at all. It won't damage him. Neither will cannons. Neither will shock towers. Neither will beam lasers. There's a smite. There we go. So just similar to the Titan smite. So you'll see here now. There he is. Where's the smite? I think he targets defenses when he smites them as well. Yep, there he is. There's a smite. Then he targets the defenses. And stays in the air. So pretty cool. Don't forget though, any airborne targets or airborne defenses will absolutely annihilate him. They will absolutely smash him. So if you've got anti-air, if you've got plasma on your MDS launchers, will absolutely annihilate him. bots with range bots, so jets with flak and top shot, things like that. They will absolutely mince him. Rescues put no to beam lasers. This is not like Samwise minions. I'll check on that. I'll double check, but I believe not. That's what we can do. We can put a beam laser on, can't we? We can put a beam laser on the map and we'll see. Easily sorted. So let's put a beam laser on.
Upgrade complete.
Let's try again then. Let's see if a beam laser does tag him.
Breach their defenses. Concentrate your fire.
Just want to path in that way, so I'm going to destroy these. Oh, it's not. It's path that way. Never mind.
Ability ready.
So let's just get rid of that a minute. This should path the... Nope. Beam lasers cannot target him. Nope. Beam lasers can't. So yeah, but any airborne targets can. And you got to remember that they've only got like 4,000 health. So they are, you know, for the, 3-star and like 8,000 for the 4-star. So they do die quite quickly with anti-air. So you got to be cautious with that. And like I said, combat bots, if they are in battle and you put it on a tank, then they're going to die pretty quickly. Because the he gets in the mix and will be killed by top shot and flak and things like that. So quite hard to sort of keep him alive once he gets in with combats. But yeah, outside of that, a really good bot, really good addition, and something new, something a bit new as well, that he flies in the air. I like that it changes things up a bit. It encourages people to use anti-air again, which I've always been a big a big fan of people making the meta change so that it encourages people to change base design, it encourages people to change the cores they use, the bots they use. It just encourages change. I'm a big fan of that. And I like the way this bot has gone. It's something different, and hopefully, yeah. And Hammertail's asking, Alliance War? Yes, well, we're currently testing some new war things. Just to flex. That's me there. Just to flex. Just saying. But yeah, we're testing some new features, which which we'll talk about later on, like I said. But yeah, for now, yeah. So now we're gonna go back to the other game, my other test account. There we go. Onto the Autobot test account. So yes, that's Tonbot and Airazor. So yeah, super pumped. We'll show a bit of Airazor as well. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of minions because they don't scale. Now, if they do scale at HQ 18 when that eventually comes, that's not the announcement, by the way. Just want to put it out there. If they do scale combats, then combats, sorry, not when I say combats, I mean minions. Sorry. If they do scale minions at HQ 18, then yeah, they're pretty decent, but I just can't see it. So I'm not a big fan of minions long term. So yeah. Who is Airazor on? Well, Airazor can be equipped to anyone. There are minions, so they can equip on any single bot you want, even healers. It's up to you. So yeah. Brutus is asking about Rhinox ability 11. No, we can't show any of the ability 11s. So no, not yet. That'll be in a couple of weeks' time. Let's have a look at Airazor as well. So there is Airazor. So it's obviously exactly the same stats. And we'll look at him in the showroom. Where is Goldfire? And there is Airazor. So yeah, pretty cool as well. Looks good. Exactly the same ability. Apart from he shoots yellow lasers rather than purple. But yeah, pretty cool. So, onto the cores. So, into the lab. Bot specific, not G1, because they're not G1 cores, because it's Beast Wars. We did think about getting a separate Beast Wars sort of section, but the apes said it might be a bit too much, so we decided not to. So, Transmetal CHEETOR core. This is a maxed G metal. We've not got it in gold, actually. Have we? No. So a maxed Transmetal. So I'm sure I've given a go. What? Oh, it's gone. I think it might be an actual chat contest server, and not this one. But anyway, while in alt mode, increases damage to walls by 81%. When your health drops below 30%, you become invulnerable to damage and stun effects for 9 seconds. So obviously that changes depending on what core you've got. But again, the big part of this is trying to combat, not combat, but the bad word for it, trying to compete with Amalgamous. That's the big problem. And Gerrit's asked a quick question about Airazor that I should have actually mentioned. So Airazor's put, does Airazor work good on defense? Well, yeah, I think any minion works well on defense as terms of a tank that's going to distract your bots. But don't forget that he can be targeted by flak and top shot and range bots. So your tanks won't target him, but your range bots will. So they'll make short work of him. So he's okay in defense. When we first got him, they couldn't target him, and he's basically just flying around, just killing your bots. So yeah, it was a bit of a bug, but we fixed that now, and like I said, jets with range and gunners can target him. So yeah, a bit of a distraction, but he'd be okay on defense, like you would do Night Stalker. Yeah, if you got a 5-star, then yeah, do pretty well, do extra damage and distract your bots. But you know, whether you want him on there, whether you want Top Shot on there for more damage or something else, is up to you. But yeah. Then RHINOX. So RHINOX restores 3% health every 5 seconds when your health drops below 40%. You imprison nearby foes in your life-stealing vines for 12 seconds. And then, if you've not seen before, we did show this briefly, but Transmetal Optimus restores 2.5% health every 5 seconds. Every time Primal jumps to attack and receives a shield, which reflects 40% damage received back to your enemies 6 seconds. Really good core, that one. Really impressed with it. And I'm going to be plainly honest with you guys. I've not tested much about RHINOX for a couple of reasons. I'm not a big fan of RHINOX. I've never really used it because I don't really understand him. And I've tried to understand him. And I'm sure these people in the chat, they probably know a lot better than I do. And will probably maybe see something and go, oh, I can see how that's changed. But I'm not a big fan. I like my bots to do something well and plan around that. I just feel like RHINOX is a good tank, but doesn't do anything well. As Grind Time said earlier, you know, jack of all trades and master of none. And I think that's his problem, RHINOX. He's a good support bot in every single way, but I don't want my tanks to be okay at everything. I want to be really good at one thing and do that job well. And let's be honest, RHINOX doesn't do that. Now, CHEETOR. What does CHEETOR do well? He does a lot of damage very quickly. That is his job. So taking Amalgamous off him and putting this core on him in Wars makes him stop doing that. And I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest with you. And I did say to the apes that if you want a core that's going to be equipped to CHEETOR, it needs to compete with Amalgamous. Not necessarily be the same, but compete with it. I understand that we're not going to have cores for bots, specific bot cores that are better than prime cores. It's not going to happen. I understand that. But without Amalgamous, yes, Rescues put they die too quickly. Yes, same sort of thing. These bots, they need Amalgamous on. And I said that, if you bring out a core that's a bit of a watered down version of Amalgamous that does like 70% of what Amalgamous does, but does more damage to walls, for me, I would have been sold on that. Because the damage to walls is really good when you're leveling Cheetor. If you're soloing Cheetor or doing 2 bots with Cheetor, even Golden Lagoon with Cheetor, that is amazing. The damage to walls. Well, not even Golden Lagoon because you take the core off, so not even Golden Lagoon to be fair. But if you're leveling Cheetor, the damage to walls is brilliant because that's his main stumbling block. But not in wars. You find that in wars, most people will use walls to path. We talked about this, about Top Shot doing so much damage to walls. It's crazy. Absolutely ridiculous. And so the need for Cheetor to go through walls isn't really as apparent when you're in wars. So I'm not sold on the cores. We'll go through them and I'll explain that. So like I said, I know where some of the testers are coming from. I understand that walls are a problem for him. You can waste a whole ability on walls, which when you're soloing him, yeah, it's a big problem. I wouldn't drop Cheetor on a base with lots of walls. It's almost impossible to get him through the base. But I don't use him for that. I don't level like that. I don't play like that. I take an array of bots and I drop the bot that I think will suit that base best. If I'm not doing that, then I'm Golden Lagooning. And if I'm Golden Lagooning, it doesn't matter what core I put on Cheetor. He's getting an XP core. It doesn't matter what core they bring out. They could bring out a core that's 10 times better than Amalgamous. If I'm Golden Lagooning, then, he's getting an XP core. That's not getting put on him. If I'm soloing him, then it's base dependent anyway. So, I do understand the need for going against walls. So if you pull Cheetor, if you got a mid-level Cheetor, or your current level in Cheetor, free to play, I think this is a great core for helping him get through some bases. Other than that, I think it'll collect dust. I really do. I can't see people unequipping Amalgamous. I really can't. RHINOX's core, it's hard to see what it does. I mean, we'll go through testing, we'll have a look, but what show you Cheetors is not going to show you anything. You'll see how he doesn't heal, you'll see how he does less damage. We'll go against walls, see how quick he goes through them, but the damage that Amalgamous does and the 80% increase to walls, it means that it goes through walls a bit faster, but it's not 80% faster because he hasn't got Amalgamous, which gives him more damage. So for me, this core doesn't really make sense. I'm not a big fan, and I can't honestly sell it. I can't sit here and say it's amazing. I'm not going to do that. What I suggested in playtesting didn't come to fruition for whatever reason, but it's not, it's not a dictatorship. It's a array of thoughts that come in, and this is what people wanted. They wanted sort of a his problem they said was hit walls, which I kind of get. But the problem with Cheetor is he doesn't have a lot of problems. He's actually a really good bot. I think that's mainly his problem. It's too successful. Cheetor with Amalgamous is very, very successful. And I said this to Fabian in testing that we need to consider these when we're looking at Slash. Slash with Megatronus goes hand in hand. So we need a core for Slash, maybe if they did bring out a core for Slash, that rivals Megatronus in a way and makes you think, I might actually take Megatronus off Slash. If it doesn't do that, if it doesn't get close to that, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna get equipped. So I think that, a bit of a learning curve from this and a bit of a, in this sense, but not a huge fan. But we'll take it to battle and we'll see. And hopefully you guys can see what RHINOX does because I am baffled. I mean, I know it works. I know that he does slow down. And I think that the slow down part of his ability isn't showing visually. And that's a big problem because you don't really sit there and go, oh, that defense is doing less damage and work the numbers out. You just see the effect, like wheeljacks, like with track speed up. At first, we were all like in the playtest when we did track ability 11. We were like, I don't think track ability 11 is working. And Fabian said, no, it is working. But the little signs aren't there, and that's the reason. But we thought it wasn't working because it's hard to see slow down and speed up without that symbol. So we'll do Rhinox first.
Abilities ready. Abilities ready.
There's also another factor in these claws as well that I don't like, and that is that they activate below 30% and 40% health. And I'm a huge, huge. What's the opposite of a fan? Critic. I'm a huge critic. Um, well, that was Rat Trap, yeah. I'm a huge critic of Onyx. I'm not a big fan of Onyx at all because it doesn't active. It doesn't do anything between 30 or 40% and 100%. It does nothing. So you couple that with the fact that it's confusing. You couple Cheetos with the fact that it's not good as Amalgamers. It doesn't activate between 70 and 100. I'm not a fan of this core at all, personally. I just can't see it being used. So what we're going to do again, we'll change the base round because it's not taking much damage and then taking a lot later on. So we'll change some defenses round. We'll get him down to that 30%. We'll use his vines. We did say in playtest that we wanted the vines to maybe go red as his core, but I don't think they managed to actually do that visual for some reason or another. It wasn't possible. And this is why playtest bases are awful. Yeah, and then we can move this out of the way a minute. Actually, we'll move up there out of the way. Move them back. We don't want outposts. There we go. Let's try again. And Fitz says that Nexus is the worst Prime Core. You think? Do we all think that Nexus is the worst Prime Core? What's the worst Prime Core? Put it in the chat. I'm interested to know. What's the worst Prime Core in the game? I think Onyx, personally. I think Onyx is the worst because between 30% and 100% or 40% whatever Onyx is, you get nothing. That's the problem for me. That's the big problem. Because if your bot never goes below 50% health, Onyx does nothing. And that's the problem I have. But, what's your opinions, guys? Let me know. Silverbot says Liege! Are you mad? Are you... Tell me, you are trolling. You are trolling. You are trolling. Yeah, I did say this about I've done it again, haven't I? Let's say this about Solus. Is Solus a set damage or is it a percentage of health? Percentage of the bot's DPS, I can't remember. Sailboat never uses Liege. Wow. Okay, right, okay, hang on. Okay. So there you go. So you see there now, that is the pulse that I think the core gives off. That it heals around the area. Because it's below the health now, you can see it now. So it heals more around the area. That's what I think it does. So it's just more healing, I think. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But, come on. Only when he goes below 5% health? Yeah, Brusque's put is a percentage of bot's DPS. It's not too bad, Solus. Silbot says he always splits his bots with Candy. Yeah, I suppose he's not going to use the Age on a sacrifice, then maybe not. But the damage it does is crazy. It's crazy. Aerol says he doesn't use Nexus. Doesn't use it at all. Bumblebee is a good bot for Solus. Yeah. Risky's put Solus as a percentage of health. I thought that. I thought it had a... I'm not too sure. I can't remember. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look at Solus. No one can really agree, so... Every 15 seconds you create a twit that's 20%, 8% of your health and damage. So yeah, the more damage bot you put it on, the more thing it does. But if you put it on the likes of, say, Bumblebee, with 500 DPS. So that's an extra 170 DPS, which is not too bad. It's not amazing. He could do a bit more, really. Yeah, Calvin's got a good point. Yeah, RHINOX doesn't well solo. He needs a group of bots to run in with him. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. The Crusher next is good. Solus is just trash. Garavis put why did everything went black? It didn't. I don't think Mastery's working fine. I presume the stream's working fine for everyone. No one said anything yet, so. Beast Trial. Let's go to CHEETOR now. I think everyone's saying pretty much Nexus and Solus. I'll ask this question in a bit and we'll see. I'll ask the question again. Garavis put Alpha's good. Yes, Alpha Trion is very good. Alpha Trion one of the best calls in the game along with Quintus, I think. Oh, hang on. We need to create some walls for CHEETOR, don't we? I mean, come on. We're not going to do this 80% thing without CHEETOR having, you know. Grindtime loves Nexus. Why is there 12 Prime cores and not 13? Because supposedly Optimus Prime is the 13th Prime core, so I believe. Right, what we'll do, we'll just make a little square here with some defenses inside it, and then we'll show CHEETOR. We'll try and do it with and without. That's it. We'll do. We'll do CHEETOR. We'll do CHEETOR with nothing, and we'll time it. We'll do CHEETOR with Amalgamus, and then CHEETOR with his core, and we'll see which goes through walls best. Primer's amazing. You don't have a gunner with jet or flak? Yeah, I have primer. I have primer on one of my bots with flak. Definitely with flak though, rather than top shot. But I did do a test actually with top shot, and it works the same really. But yeah. The Crush 11 is good. Everyone says top shot because they think that the spread's different, but actually top shot and flak do pretty similar damage. Okay, so 3 minutes 21. There we go. 3 minutes 21. So how many seconds to get through the wall? Nine seconds. So yeah, he got through all the got through the wall, got two defenses, and he got round to here. So that's just on his own. Vincent, Nexus is the top 5 war core. Maybe. I don't run Nexus at the minute. Okay. Now let's try CHEETOR with Amalgamus. So that was 9 seconds. Grind says he likes all the prime cores. Then put them all on your team then. All 12 of them, one team. Imagine. Imagine. That's a good point. How could Nexus, Vincent, how could Nexus be a top 5 war core? Be the weakest.
Now, reap the whirlwind. Abilities ready.
21, here we go. Fast forward a bit now, can't we? So you can see there, Amalgamus, he got through. It was sort of similar time, really. It was slightly faster, but not a ridiculous amount faster. Because damage to walls is not that improved, really, but we'll see. Okay, let's try with this new, brand new, super duper core. I gotta admit though, it does look really cool with that core on. They've done a hell of a job on the artwork, haven't they though? Let's be honest. That is pretty damn cool. I'm not gonna lie. Let's try again. If it's 19, how the hell would Nexus be a top 5 war core? I'm loving the discussion over Nexus at the minute. I'm loving it. We're going to visit this discussion very soon.
Now, reap the whirlwind. Abilities ready.
And there we go. Let's go. Let's see how fast it goes through these walls now. Wow. Super fast through the walls. Look at that. So yeah, you know what? That's pretty decent getting through walls. But do we really need to get... I'd rather have anti-stun. And look, he heals, but not as much with Amalgamous, so he dies a lot quicker. So, you know, I'm not sold. I'm not sold on these cores. Will the Transmetal core for CHEETOR make me take Amalgamous off him? No. Will this core make me want to chase RHINOX rather than Laser Optimus? No. So, all we can do is wait for Ability 11 and see what that brings. Hopefully, Ability 11 coupled with this core might bring something together where, you know, it works really well together. That's what I'm hoping. But who's to know? Who's to know? Whatever. But we'll see. We will see. So, we've looked at Airazor and Tonbot. We've looked at RHINOX and Tarantulas and Black Arachnia and CHEETOR, so to speak, because we looked at the Autobots and their cores. So what is next? So I told you guys that we're going to talk about the new thing coming to Wars. So this discussion has been going on in playtest for quite a while. And the discussion is around Prime League and how it works. And some of us have been saying that in Prime League, it's a good standard right now. Teams are catching up. Teams are, you know, catch-up mechanics. Teams are getting into Prime League and competing with the top alliances. And that's a good thing. Competition is good. But it's got to the point now where some top players in the game have quit recently. So Prime Stark has quit quite recently. Sun Tzu, one of our players in Psyops, who's a really top guy, is a leader in TF. He was a play tester. He was a chief moderator, like a high moderator. Has basically sort of quit the game this week, and it's a massive shame that all these guys are quitting. And it's simply through boredom. We need something to get them excited. We want some new war mechanics. They won't come for quite a while now. That's coming probably later this year, and they're going to change the way wars work, hopefully. We're not really convinced on Titans yet. We've passed this on to the apes that we need to review these Titans very carefully and make sure that they're not bystanders in battles. We need to make sure that they're feasible and usable in wars and not just, you don't just deploy it and then leave it and ignore it. It needs to be, you know, integrated into the battle somehow. And that is the big aim. They need to be not too overpowered, but not too weak as well. So, you know, a lot to do around Titans, a lot to do around wars. And the Apes have said that they're going to look at wars probably later this year after Titans and then look at it after that. So we're looking at a good few months yet before they even look at wars. So we need something right now to revitalize wars for top players. Now, I've seen people with teams of like 25k, you know, power, demolishing max bases, and in my opinion, that shouldn't happen. A 25k team should not be able to beat my base. And we're going to show something just to prove a point, actually. I can show you something. There are lots of top players quitting, lots, and I get that lower end players are having a good time of it right now. Wars are a lot easier than what they used to be, especially at the top end, and again, competition. But we need to sort of address that, and we started talking about this in playtest over the last year. They've been saying we should have Prime League hard, and then Prime League super hard, and then we should have a second league maybe. Everything else like that. So there's loads of different suggestions, but for me, I've always said that we've got something there. We've got a feature there that is Prime League, and then we've got hard mode. Now the problem is for the top players in the game, hard mode isn't hard. That's the problem. Hard mode is not hard. It needs to be. We don't need a second league. We don't need a harder mode. Hard mode needs to be hard. And this is my battle history. So, I've done well against some people, but I got defeated the other day by this team. Now, this guy didn't use a combiner. He used a 3-star Trax and only one healer. And I don't think, within 2 minutes, this team should be able to beat my base. I just don't think it's that good a team. It's that top level. You should have to have top level bots, top level combats, to be able to, beat my base. And we started looking at war difficulty this week and discussing it. And then Dale sort of headed it, and we've come to the assumption between the apes and between most of the playtesters that hard mode needs to be hard. That is the phrase that we're coming out with. Hard mode needs to be hard. And so we're setting out to make hard mode damn hard. And this is aimed at the top 10 alliances in the game. So if you're not in the top 10 alliances in the game, you're going to start dropping points. I think even the top alliance will start dropping points. These wars are going to be hard. To the point where we're looking at where one-shots will not be able to one-shot anymore. There might be some instances where certain bots will be irrelevant. And these are going to be quick switch rounds, though. We're going to have effects which are going to last around 3 to 4 weeks. That's all. But one-shot jets might not be able to one-shot from 3 to 4 weeks. And if you've got a one-shot jet, you might think, I might have to drop this jet for someone else. But then, once that effect has gone, he will come back into zone again. He will be able to one-shot again for the next 12 weeks, something like that. I think we worked out something like a 24-week schedule. So, for them 4 weeks, that one-shot won't be able to one-shot. But then after that, should be able to again. For 4 weeks, it might be that fire doesn't work, because not just gold fire, but fire damage does not work for them 4 weeks. Any fire damage in the game doesn't work for 4 weeks. So Sunstreaker will struggle. Gold fire will struggle. Maybe Blaze ability 11 or his G1 core will struggle. Things with fire might struggle for 4 weeks. After the 4 weeks, it's gone again. We start again. It might be that stun doesn't work for 4 weeks. So Chromia and Bumblebee and Saber on attack and Lita might not work for 4 weeks in wars. Don't forget, this is only Prime League hard, guys. For 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, it changes again. Something else comes in. We need to have an array of bots. You can't just have the times of having 8 bots that beats any base, no matter what, and fast-forwarding bases. They are gone. They're gone. That's it. We need to start revitalizing things up. So we've started looking today at effects. And we're talking about things like extra 30% HP to defenses. Extra 25% DPS to defenses. So, these defenses are going to be damn hard. But I'm going to give you a bit of an exclusive now, because it started in the chat, and I weren't really going to say this, but I'm going to say it. I don't think it'll get me in trouble, but I'm going to come out and say this. This is my idea that I've said in the past, that I've put forward, and it's going to get brought into the first effects. The first lot of effects. I'm not sure if it's tomorrow, I'm not sure if it's next week coming, when they bring out the update. But combiners in Prime League hard mode are going to have 100% health. Double their health. Whatever health they have now, double it. And that is what the combiners are going to have. We'll have a look at this battle in a minute. I will show it. But I was going to prove a point. Because people earlier in the chat were saying, Nexus is awful. Nexus is trash. So now, Computron will have 50k health in an outpost. Omega Supreme will have 68k health in outposts. 1 second, guys. So yeah, these are the sort of changes. These are the sort of changes that we need to see. These are the sort of changes that we need to push, you know, Prime League hard forwards to be hard. We don't want wars at like 11k, 11.5k, 12k. We want people to drop points. And I said this in the playtest chat that right now I can go into a battle and I can misdeploy my bots. I can put an ability somewhere on the map out of place. I go, oh no, I did that. My bots can split, and I will still finish the battle with all my bots intact, with probably 20 ability points left over, with a minute left to spare. Where is the competition in that? Where is the challenge? Time is not an issue. Ability points is not an issue. Health for my bots is not an issue. Nothing is an issue. You could just drop them, place a few abilities, and fast forward. So, you know, I want Blades to be irrelevant for 4 weeks. I want that. That's a great thing. I'll replace Blades with someone else. I want Jetfire to be irrelevant for 4 weeks. Now, we talked about this previously, and I wasn't a fan because we said, let's make Jets irrelevant in Prime League. And we were like, whoa, hang on a minute. We can't do that. We can't have someone's investment, you know, gone. We can't have that. Because it's not fair. But it's just for 4 weeks. It's 4 weeks where you, for them 4 weeks, you've got to go, right, okay, I need to think outside the box a bit here. I need a plan B. And I've said that time and time again. I have said it here. I sort of foresaw this coming a bit. It couldn't stay the way it was. And I said, always have a plan B. Always level other bots. And so I've sort of tried to not depend on Blades. And I said this, if you remember my video quite a while ago about my new war team. We weren't even discussing this then. But I said, I don't want to rely on Goldfire. I don't want to rely on Blades. I've leveled Bumblebee for that reason. I've leveled Sea Spray for that reason. I've leveled Smokescreen for that reason. Having different options of how to beat bases. And, you know, we want this. We want people to have an array of bots. We want people to find it difficult and challenging. And I'm hoping that it will bring players back to the game at top levels because wars are hard again. And there's something to achieve because right now it's just too easy, you know. And, you know, sadly, if you're in Prime League hard right now and you struggle slightly, then you might have to drop down. And you know what? Sadly, maybe Prime League hard is not your level, sadly. That's just one of those things. You know, we all want to be competitive, but what's wrong with playing at Prime League if that's your level? And I get that people might have got used to Prime League hard. I understand that, you know, and no one likes to drop down. But you've got to think, you're not on your own. You know, the top 5, top 10 will probably stay in Prime League hard, maybe top 15 maybe. But then the next bracket of teams that used to be in Prime League hard, they will all drop down to just Prime League and stop playing hard. So that will still be competitive. But then the top teams will meet each other more often, which means more competition again. Honestly, when we talked about this today, I even messaged Dale saying like, this is the best news I have had in a long time. We don't want to see people quit. We don't want to see people bored. We want people, you know, thriving to improve. And, you know, I think this is a good way to do this. So, the question now is, we talk, you know, just randomly, people talk about Prime Cores earlier and said how bad Nexus is. Nexus all of a sudden ain't feeling too bad. I'm actually now looking at Nexus thinking, I could actually do with Nexus. I mean, I was finishing battles still at about 30 seconds, 40 seconds left. But let's be honest, the bases I was facing was good. But it ain't Spazial. Everyone knows that I have problems against Spazial's base because he's one of the top players in the game. Highest level bots, highest cores. So, yeah, extremely hard, you know, to get past that base. And I'm hoping that I can, in a way. I'm actually hoping that I drop points and fail against it. It'd be the first time this year that I've failed against Commander. I've dropped points against Commanders here and there, but I have not this year once got through all 5 bases. Not once. It's boring. So yeah. And Risk just put rare bots equals spend more money. Yeah, it does. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, it probably does. But if you're in, lower leagues, it doesn't matter to you. We're not gonna see this in anything other than hard mode. We don't want to make Cybertron hard. I mean, it will scale, it will get harder like anything does. It can't stay the way it is. It will get harder. I think the Titans will come to that. We need everything to be harder in some way, but the hard mode is for the top players in the game to be challenged. So now, like I said, I can't wait for this. I honestly can't wait for it. So looking at the Nexus core now, just to refresh what it does, because I'm sure a lot of people aren't exactly 100% sure what it does because they hardly even use it. So Nexus core. So when the bot's equipped in battle, so basically if it's in your team, but say you drop Goldfire and you do a sacrifice, and Nexus is on one of your bots and you don't deploy it, Nexus won't activate. Nexus has got to be on the field. It's got to be on the launch pad at least. So when the bot equipped is in battle, you deal 26% additional damage to your opponent's combiner. That's not just that one bot. All your team will do 26% more damage to your opponent's combiner. Your whole team will. So the opposite combiner will go down 26% faster. Now, trust me, when we show this, when we can do this and show this to you guys, it takes forever. These combiners take forever. And that's a good thing. We'll talk about that again in a minute and the reason behind it, what I said. But yeah, I can't wait. If you deploy the equip bot before your combiner on attack, your combiner will deal 26% extra damage and gain 45% reduction from raid damage. I don't care about raid damage. I don't really care about raids. I don't like it. But your combiner will deal 26% more damage. So your combiner does more damage. You do more damage to their combiners. It's all about combiners. And now, because they're such beefy things, then yeah, now it makes a huge difference. And the idea that I got from this was simple from China server. Because when I started playing China server again and I came up against combiners, it was taking forever to beat these combiners. And I was like, wow, what is going on? These combiners are almost impossible to beat. And that was because they had 100% health. They have a lot more health on China. And I feel like when you see a combiner popping and coming out, you should be a bit wary. You should be looking and thinking, oof, this is going to be hard. For now, at the minute, combiners are like other bots. They're similar HP. They don't have that incredible HP that, that they should have. And I'm looking at we're looking at combiners being monsters. And I can see Berserker's put in the chat about looking at the War League structure and looking at better rewards. But there is going to be a revitalization of wars. There is going to hopefully be an improvement in rewards. Hopefully, we can't say 100%. But yeah, we are going to be looking at those eventually. I can see Risker's put the paywall's got 10 levels higher. There's no hope in this game free to play. You can't expect free to play players to play at the very, very top level in this game. Sadly, you just can't. That's just the nature of the beast. In a pay-to-win game, which it is, free-to-play can compete at a decent level, but you're not going to compete against the top level, sadly. That's just a sad fact that's always been in this game. And you know what? Free-to-play players have, for probably the last year, they probably have, which is great for free-to-play players. But the problem is that pay-to-play players are now becoming free-to-play because they don't need to pay, because free-to-play is efficient. And they're getting bored and they're leaving because there's nothing to do. Once you're at that, once you're at that level, then and the walls are that level, then what's the point in doing anything? But yeah, I'm super pleased about that. There's some other changes coming, and I know Dale is in the chat. If he wants to say what we can say, what we can't say, if he wants to put the changes in the chat, I'm fine with that. I'm not too sure what I can and can't say. I did want to mention about the combiners, like I said, because honestly, I've said this for a while now that we should have 100% health in combiners, and super pleased that it's here, and super pleased that we're making wars a lot harder. But like I said, it's needed. And don't worry, guys, it's not for, the minute coming to lower leagues. We're not going to give combiners 100% health in lower leagues, is my understanding. It's just for hard mode. And yeah, it won't be in Prime League either. And hopefully, I'm hoping it just be a hard mode thing, that because out of our testing, we all said, like, which effects do you find the hardest, and we all said combiners. The combiner was the hardest to get through. People timed out, people slowed down, people struggled to get past it. This is what we need. This is what we want in the game. So I'm super pleased that combiners are gonna be beasts in hard mode for Prime League and hard mode players. Reese Kirkness has asked, is the WFC figure contest still going on? Today and tomorrow are the last days. We're going to do a giveaway at some point in the stream. And we're also going to be doing a giveaway in Discord as well. So if you're obviously in the stream, you got a chance. Don't forget, if you've already entered, then don't enter again, please. Let me try and get those players that haven't entered into the competition. And on Discord, you can enter there as well, which will be later tonight, and I'll be picking the winners out tomorrow. So after the stream, make sure you're in Discord. If you're not in Discord, follow the link that's posted in the chat. Join my Discord, and yeah, we'll do some giveaways there and some regular giveaways with Sunstreaker Wozza loot and things like that. So yeah, cool. So someone asked me what's this replay battle history. You can turn a bit of volume up now. Now we've finished chatting. So this base design works really well in wars and against some decent players. So yeah. Wolverines asked what changed about war. If you're Prime League hard, wars are changing. Wars are getting harder, to put it in simple terms. Lower leagues, maybe not so much. So you see there, he's used a 4-star Blaze, decent effect. If you're in Prime League hard, maybe at one point, then Blade, maybe not. Maybe Blade will be a bit harder to use. Yeah, Silverbot's pretty much hit the nail on the head. I don't want to go into too much detail about the effects, but trust me, they're hard. People that 300 every war in Prime League were saying, I'm struggling here. I got 300, I'm not going to lie, and I still finished with a full team of full health bots pretty much, but I had to really think about what I was doing. I had to be cautious, and I had to be really careful. Oh, I had no combiner. Yeah, that makes a bit of a difference, really, to be fair. See, Liège makes a big difference. Look at this, Silverbolt, look at this. This is what Liège does. Yes, it does drag your bots, I agree. I wouldn't put it on a tank, really, if you're rushing But, yes. As Grindtime's he timed out on base 1 on his first attempt. I might have to show a replay, actually, if I can, Grindtime. Mine and yours attack. We'll fast forward a bit, so... Yeah. Didn't lose a single bot. Okay, my combiner wasn't active, fair enough. But, this team should not be beating a maxed out base, Sorry, but it shouldn't be. Big part of these tracks, I get that, but yeah. See, alliance matching system in lower leagues is still going to remain unbalanced. Why is it unbalanced though, Wolverine? Why is it unbalanced at lower levels? Surely you play at your level. You go up, you get promoted, you play against harder teams. You drop down, you play against easier teams. So why is it unbalanced? Fitz, yeah, Psyops is definitely a top 5 alliance. Definitely top 5. Come. Apologies, that's my dog asking for something. Come, out, come on. Do one, you pest. Okay. Let's have a look at some war replays. Give me a minute, guys. 1 second. I think I want some water. Give me a second. Never work with kids or animals. Ever. So, let's have a look. Oh, that's our current war. Oh, we're not on test server. Let's have back to the test server. Testing it, yeah. Let's have a look. Was it HQ17 in bronze first bases? You've seen in Bronze League alliances that are all max HQ15s, while my first seed base was a lower level HQ14. That used to happen to us basically as well. That happens regardless. You can't change people's HQ levels. You can't, sadly. You know, that's up to your alliance. If your alliance, you know, has got HQ14s in it, then just say we only want HQ15s in our alliance. You're going to be HQ15. That's the only way you can balance that. Is by setting a precedent on saying this is what our alliance accepts, that is all. But I understand the player base is not the biggest, so sadly it's just sort of dealing with that really. But yeah. Okay, let's have a look at Grind Time's attack then. Reese Curtis has asked, who are some of the bots that you want to be added to the game that aren't yet added yet? Some of the G1 bots, like Beachcomber. I'm a big fan of Beachcomber. So he's gone with the sack attack. So Beachcomber and what's he called? Huffer's brother. What's he called? Someone in chat will know. There we go. And there's that Overlord doing crazy damage. No, not Pipes. Is he his brother? The one that's Brawn! Brawn! Brawn. Beachcomber and Brawn. Sorry, yeah. Maybe not his brother then. I also like to see Blur as well, but I've got a bit of a soft spot for Beachcomber. Beachcomber, one of the first Transformers I got. So, yeah. So you see there that this combiner is not going down. Bots are just sat there. You see there that his bots have got super low health now because they've been attacking that combiner and been getting hit by all these, and the smites come down. Granted, did you do 3 goldie swipes or 4? If you did 4, then that might be the problem. Lack of ability points. Don't forget though that the replays aren't that accurate as well. Yes, Rob. It is like fighting Scorponok. Smite smited me. Now, once you get rid of your tanks and you got beam lasers there, you're dead. And you get the idea. Sorry, Grind Time. Grind Time said did 3. I just don't know why I didn't use a heal bomb. I'd use a heal bomb at that point, I think. Where's my attack? Test account, that's me. You'll know it's me by the team. It's my new war team that I've been trying out. If you've not seen already. So here we go. So I'll get Rook down there. So I'll split my bots up. I didn't walk one side because they always split anyway, so I've actually split walked. Double healer split walk. But my healers actually ran around here, which was not the best idea ever, but yeah. They dropped Omega, so I dropped Omega quite early because the outposts are all at the back. I can get rid of all these defenses and then battle the outposts at the back without getting much damage. Again, it's just changing your attack. You know, I just wait and just walk it up and then set them all off. But you know, using that 5-star ability. And actually, I think it's actually pretty accurate to now. I think. This is actually what happened, I think. Up to now. We'll see. Hopefully Yanis might have fixed replays, you never know. Bumblebee walks up there. I think that's right, I think actually that's right, yeah, Bumblebee ended up here on his own. Yeah, everyone else walks the other way. So you can see that at this point that yes, we're battling the Combiner, but most of these are gone now, so it's not as much an issue. Sea Spray takes that out. Bumblebee stuns the rest. And then we just gotta chip away at the Combiner. So you can see there, look at all them bots hitting him. His health is going down really slow. See there, taking an age to go down. Rescue, we don't normally do, I actually won. Don't know why it stopped about 30 seconds early. We don't use our test account for war, but when we're testing war effects, we obviously can't test war effects unless we're in a war. So we obviously create a war for that, so yeah. Reese Curtis said, what do you think of Grapple? Grapple's a good bot, a good alternative to Rook. Yeah, very good. I still prefer Rook myself. I think Rook's got a slight edge, personally. Definitely a 5-star, but Grapple's a really good bot. As a 5-star, maybe. The Crush 11's put, why not use Smokescreen? Yeah, why not? Yeah, you can do. I think at that point there, it's out of ability points, that's all. I want to get rid of defenses, because let's be honest, the Combiners don't do much in terms of attack. It's the HP that's the problem. So, yeah, but you can use Smokescreen. But it takes about 4 hits. It takes about 12 ability points to get rid of him. I'm sure that if you use CHEETOR, it'll probably take about 2 runs with CHEETOR. So that's more ability points being used. So that's up to you, really. You know, how you want to do it. Do you want to wait it out? And you know what? It depends on the situation as well. So if you're battling the Combiner with no defenses around, you might as well, if you know you're not going to time out, you might as well battle the Combiner, mount up your points without the try-on, and then use them points against defenses. But if you're getting bombarded by defenses while you're battling, then you need to get through that Combiner quickly. And then the choice you've got is to get rid of the defenses. But if you can't get rid of the defenses, then get rid of the Combiner quickly so you can get through the base. Again, but that's learning those techniques, you know, against you know. And Silverbolt's put timeouts coming back, baby. I can see time traps coming back. I can really see people making time traps again. But like I said to someone in the chat, someone said that, and I said, okay, but then that means that lower players can do cup pulls again. You could use CHEETOR and there's Optimus to get through the base faster. Use Wheeljack, use speed up bots to get through the base faster. You know, there are ways to get through things. You just got to think outside the box a bit. And again, if I say to you, oh, time traps are coming back, maybe do cup pulls. You're like, I haven't got a cup and Springer. Well, you know, why would you not have Cup and Springer? You know, by now they've been out for a long, long time and leveled. You know, you might, and people will say, oh, I just focused on my 8 war bots. Well, that's the problem there. You can't just focus on 8 bots. And I've said, that these things might happen, and you need a plan B. I've always said that. And then, if I say you need to speed up through bases and you don't have CHEETOR, you don't have Laser Optimus, you don't have Snarl, and you don't have Wheeljack to speed your bots up and get through the bases and high damage bots, then again, you are going to struggle. You've got to have an array of bots. When you're fighting against different bases, you've got to look at a base and go, right, okay, this sort of style works best against this base. I'm going to take that one bot out. I'm going to put this one bot in. Now, as I said, I would not like Jets or Blades or Tracks or any bot for that matter to be irrelevant forever. And that's what the game would go towards in terms of nerfs if we didn't do this. People would start seeing, likes of Blades nerf maybe, or a point increase. This way, it means that for a week, those that rely on Blades heavily are going to struggle for a few weeks, for 4 weeks. Those that rely on Tracks heavily might struggle for 4 weeks. Those that rely on something else, Goldfire, whoever else, to pick a bot. Pick a bot that's overpowered. One-shot bots, AoE bots, who knows? The world is our oyster. We can put whatever effects we want in now, really. Because we know that if people do get annoyed, 4 weeks later, it should be right again. It should be good again. Wolverine's put, I have a feeling Jetfire's going to make a comeback in Wars. Well, Jetfire was on my war team for a long time. Yeah. Jetfire is 64-10. And I'll take Jetfire to 11 just because I use him so much. But again, for 4 weeks he might be irrelevant. Fine. I'm okay with that. No problem with that. Let's just put Gunners are so far and out of the meta that Space Ape should refund our money. I don't know about that. You think that you think Prowl's irrelevant? I mean, let's look at my Prowl a minute. This is test server Prowl, so it might be a bit lower actually. Yeah, it's a bit lower. But yeah, did you watch my video with Sea Spray? He's definitely not irrelevant. Definitely not irrelevant. Warpath as well. Warpath's definitely not irrelevant. I mean, other gunners, 6 gun is still definitely not irrelevant either. I agree they fell away from the meta a bit, and I like the fact that I would like to be able to use more, more cores and Seawall cores for gunners especially. I think that with Flak and Top Shot, yeah, smoke screen as well. I forgot about smoke screen. With the likes of Top and Flak Shot, it's brought Jets into the meta. But I think that now we need to bring cores out like Top Heavy that are really, really good. I would have liked to see Spoil Sport as a gunner only core as well, personally. And any cores like that are overpowered, I would like to make them gunners only at the minute. So yeah. Sea Spray and Warpath are highly specialised. I thought about that. I don't agree with that at all. I really don't. I think Sea Spray is irrelevant for any base. Any. Alpha Bravo. But yeah, as a 5-star. But don't forget it's only a 4-star though. Cause it's because he hasn't got a 5-star alternative. So no, I wouldn't use Alpha Bravo. But have you used Prowl? Yeah, I used to use Prowl quite a bit on my war team when I didn't have Jets. Before I had 5-star Jetfire, I used Prowl in my war team to take out individual structures. And it was a lot harder, yes. But yeah. Jazz. Jazz is still a good bot. I see a lot of people using Jazz in war teams. Wolverine's got a good point. Really, only 4 gunners are still relevant war. I actually think Hound could be useful. 5-star Hound. We want a 5-star Hound. 5-star Hound would be immense. This is the problem. The problem is not lack of gunners. It's the amount of 5-star gunners we've got. I mean, what 5-star gunners we've got? Sea Spray. Brilliant. I mean, I'd like to go through the batches here now, but it means... let's go again. Because this test account, I've got most of the batches. But we'll look. But Sunstreaker, yeah, he's probably fell away from the meta. Needs a buff, I think. I definitely agree with that. Batch 2, is there any gunners in batch 2? Skyburst is brilliant. Skyburst is still good. Probably not as good as Sea Spray and that, but Skyburst is still a really good bot as a 5-star. Batch 3, Jazz. I personally don't use Jazz anymore. Don't like Jazz, but you know, Jazz is a really good bot, and people really use him a lot. Um, who's in batch 4? Prowl is still used by quite a lot of players. Batch 5 is Warpath. Batch 6 is there's no gunners in batch 6. Batch 7 is Smokescreen, so a brilliant gunner. And batch 8 is Sea Spray. So on the whole, I think that the gunners are quite good as 5 stars. The next one, you know what? I'd probably push the apes to put 2 gunners in the next batch to make them really good. So I'd really like to see a 5-star hound. I really would. I think 5-star hound would be immense. And I think that I'd even vote for that for community choice. I think a 5-star hound with that range is crazy. Hound is highly specialized. Have you seen my video on Hound with his ability 11? It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And before we finish off as well, quick announcement that we have agreed terms with Skywalk Grey. So Skywalk Grey is going to be on the channel, but we may have to change the time to an earlier time to accommodate because he lives totally the other side of the world to me. So we're going to agree a time earlier in the day, which would be earlier for you guys. But it might be a case of just catching up. But yeah, we're going to be doing an interview with Skywalk Grey. So super pleased to have him on the channel. And that means we've had Grind Time on the channel. We've had Dale on the channel. We've had Engineer Hoist on the channel. And then we've got Skywalk Grey. We've had Powerblades on the channel. So super cool. We've had all these people. So yes, that is coming, and then I've got something else in the works after that we're gonna do, which could be pretty fun. We're also going to be doing some base design rinsing, or you know, roasting, whatever you want to call it. That will be coming in the next month, I reckon, maybe a few weeks. I've got to arrange that. So yes, some more stuff coming, and yeah, so make sure you subscribed if you want to catch all these you know, new things coming to the you know, to the channel. We talked about streaming Call of Duty as well. That's going to happen as well this year, later this year. So we're going to start streaming some PS4 games. There's a couple of things that I just need to get that going. That will happen next couple of weeks. Don't forget on Sunday, Platinum members only competition to win a Google Play card, and we're going to be doing that live on the channel. So there's no, hey, it's a fix. We can't claim it's a fix if we do it live, can we? So we're going to be doing that live. We'll literally just make it dead simple and give a gift card to someone live on Sunday. So cool. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Don't forget, we're going to be streaming on Sunday again. We'll go through the you know, cores again. We'll hopefully go through some more and more talk about the new Prime League effects, and I'm going to talk to Dale about how much I can tell you guys and sort of get the information out there about the kind of things we'll see. And yeah, super pumped about wars, and hopefully they can be hard again. Super pumped about you know, this weekend's event. It's a good event. Some more good events coming. They're changing the way they think. They're changing the way they do things, which is music to my ears. And I'm just glad that the game's progressing now, and we can just crack on with getting it that way. Alright, thanks to everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a like on the video before you leave. Don't forget to make sure you subscribe to never miss another video. It doesn't cost you a penny. Big shout out to all my members. Come and join Discord. And, oh, before we go, I've just remembered the giveaway. We haven't done the giveaway yet. Okay, dead quick in the chat. First person, don't forget, if you've already entered my giveaway, and you have already got through, I've took your HQ details, then you can't be entered twice. Don't forget. So before everyone goes, the people who stayed around right to the end might have a bit of a, you know, bit of a better chance here now. So those that tuned in earlier, what level is my Nexus core? And you put the first 2 people to put the correct answer in the chat will get entries into the to win the Kingdom toy. First 2 correct entries that haven't already entered. So I will announce the winners. If I announce the 2 winners, then send me your HQ level, send me your name, and your alliance. And I think we've got 2 correct answers. Let's have a look. And the answer is 15. And so the winners are Reese Kirkness and Alpha Tryon 1. So if you message me on Discord saying, hi, I'm Reese Kirkness, with maybe a screenshot of this chat so I can see it says what you've commented as. And just let me know your HQ level, your player name, and your alliance, and I will enter you into the draw. So thank you for sticking around. Well done for entering the competition. And yes, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit me up on Discord for competition over there. See you later, guys, and peace out, guys.